Okay, so pasensya na po, naputol yung video natin kanina. So the first part of our formula is 3 halves n squared. So gisolve po natin and we came up with the result. We have 1.5, 6, 13.5, and 24. Ang tanong, saan nanggaling ito? So prior doon sa video natin, I explained to you paano nakuha yung mga results na ito. Just like for example, the 1.5. So 3 halves times n squared, where n is equal to 1. So we come up with 1.5. Paano naman yung 6? So substitute the value of n to 2. Okay? So yung next natin na gagawin, isasubtract lang natin yung result na ito doon sa ating original na quadratic sequence. So our original quadratic sequence ay 3, 6, 12, 21, and 33. So, yung gagawin natin dito, isa-subtract lang po natin yung result. Okay? So, we have here 1.5, 6, 13.5. Then, we have 24. So, kung i-continue po natin dito, come up po tayo doon sa 37.5. So, we have 37.5 here. So, subtract lang natin. So, 3 minus 1.5. Result is 1.5. 6 minus 6, that is 0. 12 minus 13.5, that is negative 1.5. 21 minus 24, that is 3. Negative. And 33 minus 37.5, that is 4.5 negative. Okay? So, kung titingnan po natin dito, yung common difference po nila dito ay negative 1.5. So, from this point here, papunta sa 0, nag-come up tayo sa 0 kasi nag-subtract po tayo ng 1.5. So, subtraction, in other words, that will be negative. So, 1.5 minus 1.5, we have 0. So, that is negative 1.5. 0 minus negative or 0, we have here 0 papunta sa negative 1.5. So the distance is negative 1.5. Same dito, negative 1.5. Then we have negative 1.5. Okay? So the second part of our formula is negative 1.5. Okay? While the first part of our formula kanina is positive 1.5, or we have these 3 halves. So, paano ito? So, we can have here negative 1.5 n, or you can have negative 3 halves n. So, ito yung magiging second part ng ating formula. Mayroon pa bang third part? Of course. Kasi nga, dito sa result natin, hindi siya common yung lumabas. Okay? So, mayroon siyang difference po, which is negative 1.5. So, in this case, papunta po dito sa ating right side, naga-minus po tayo ng 1.5. Para makuha po natin yung last part ng formula natin, what will we do? Hahanapin natin yung number before this number. Ito. So, kung dito nagma-minus tayo ng 1.5, papunta doon. In other words, pag papunta dito, mag-a-add po tayo ng 1.5. So, from number here, what we need to do, we're going to add 1.5. So, 1.5 here, plus the 1.5. So, meron tayong 3. So, positive po yan. So, ito magiging last part po na ating formula. So, what we need to do, just simply combine the formula. We have 3 halves n squared. Then, we have negative here. Negative 3 halves n. And then, plus 3. So, yun ang magiging final formula natin. Okay? So, ayan. So, i-try po natin yung formula kung tama ba yung formula natin. Just like for example, we're going to get the a sub 5 or the fifth term. So, ito pong first term kanina, second, third, fourth, and the fifth. Okay? Take note that yung sequence nito ay quadratic sequence po. Okay? So this time, we're going to use the formula in finding the fifth term. So find out lang natin kung tama yung formula natin. So we have here, ito po, a sub 5 is equal to 3 halves, or you have 1.5. N is 5 squared minus 3 halves. N is 5 plus 3. Take note that we need to follow the rules of PEMDAS. So we have here 5, a sub 5. So what we need to do, we're going to solve this one. So 3 halves, or you have 1.5 times 25. So yung result natin ay magiging 37.5. I-less po natin yung 3.5 times 5. So kung isosolve po natin yan using your calculator, tingnan natin. So you have 3 halves, or 1.5. Ita-times po natin yan sa 5. So the result is 7.5, then plus 3. Okay? So 37.5 minus 7.5 plus 3. So the result is 33. So kung titingnan natin, we have same result here. In other words, our formula is correct. Okay? So another example, another quadratic sequence we have here. Just like for example, we have 2, 4, 8, 2, 4, 8, we have here 16. Okay, so on and so forth. So it is another quadratic sequence. So, first difference, hahanapin natin yung first. So gumamit lang po ako ng 4 na terms here, or number. So ano yung difference dito? 2 and 4. So we have 2, 4 and 8. We have 4, 8 and 16. So we have 8. Okay. So the difference here is 2. The difference here is 4. Oops. No. I think this is 14. Only 14. I'm sorry. So 6. So we have 2 here. So again, another number is 2, 4, 8, and 14. Okay. So 6. So we have 2, 4, and 6. So ito yung tinatawag natin na first difference, while this one is the second difference, kung saan matatagpuan natin yung common difference, which is 2. Okay, so again, the common difference here is 2. Okay, so anong gagawin natin dito? Just simply divide by 2 or multiply to 1/2. Okay, so we have 2n squared. Sige, multiply na lang natin sa 1/2. And alam ko naman siguro na you know how to solve fraction. So we have here 1/2 times 2. So yung matitira dyan is 1, or n squared. So this will be the first part of our formula, the n squared. Okay, so again, gagamitin natin yung formula na ito para makuha natin yung second part po ng ating formula. Okay, so ganito yan. So we have n squared. Okay, so we have 1 squared, followed by 2 squared, followed by 3 squared, followed by 4 squared. So we have 1, 4, 9, and 16. So ito po yung result natin. So anong next na gagawin natin? Again, isasubtract po natin ito doon sa original sequence natin. So ano ba yung original sequence natin kanina? So the original sequence is, we have here 2, 4, 8, and 12. Okay? So, isa-subtract natin yung result dito, which is 1, 4, 9, and 16, doon sa original sequence natin. Okay? So, dito na tayo. Okay, so ganito na lang. We have 2 minus 1 here. So, the result, or let me say, susulat ko na lang. 2, 4, 8, and 14. While yung result kanina is 1, 4, 9, and 16. Subtract natin. 2 minus 1, that is 1. 4 minus 4, that is 0. 8 minus 1, that is negative 1. 14 minus 16, that is negative 2. Okay? So, dito na naman, ano yung common difference? Dito. And the common difference here is negative. Yan. So, yung common difference dito ay negative 1. Okay? Dito, we have also negative 1, negative 1. Kasi from 1 to 0, nag-subtract po tayo ng 1. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Then, negative 1 minus 1, that is negative 2. Okay? So, again, in this case, papunta po dyan, we have negative 1. In other words, kung pabalik tayo, that will be plus 1. Okay? So, ito na yung magiging second part ng ating formula, negative 1. Okay? Itong number na ito, papartneran lang natin ng n katulad ng ginawa natin kanina. So, we have here, negative 1n, or just simply negative n, yung nasa second part po. Okay? So, what will be the third part? Take note, yung number po before dito. Sa first po, nag-subtract natin na number. From the original sequence at yung result po kanina. Okay, yung result po kanina. Okay, sa first part ng formula natin. So, ayan. So, in other words, yung prior nito, kasi negative 1, mag-plus 1 tayo. So, ibig sabihin, yung before nindyan is 2. So, positive. So, the last part of our formula will be positive 2. So, i-combine lang natin yung first, second, and the last part of the formula. So, the first part of the formula is n squared. Second part is negative n. And the last one is 2. In other words, ito na yung magiging formula po ng sequence na ito. So, using the formula, halimbawa, hahanapin natin yung, tatanungin doon, ano yung ika-10th term of this sequence. So, just simply, you have a sub 10, okay, is equal to 10 squared minus 10 plus 2. I-substitute lang natin yung value ng n. So, we have here 10 squared, that is 100, minus 10 plus 2. So, we have 100 minus 10, that is 90 plus 2, in other words, 92. So, therefore, the a sub 10 is equal to 92. I hope you understand.